Hi there, I'm Kat Corbett. We are live from the KROQ Coachella house, and I am joined by Matt and Adam from the 1975.
Hello. Hello. You don't have to applaud. It's fine. Thank you.
You guys are the prettiest people at Coachella because you just arrived and missed the sandstorm.
We missed everything, yeah. We got here last night really early, slept on the bus, got up, had a shower. I didn't. I'm off the grid though, so I'm allowed to do that.
Well, good for you, because we're all dying right now.
Exactly.
I heard you were shooting a video.
We were.
For what song?
In the desert, actually, funnily enough. So I suppose we have done our desert hours this week.
Okay.
It was hard. It was good. It was kind of like True Romance. It's very exciting. I'm not going to give too much away, though, for people that care.
Of acting.
I was doing acting. I did some really good acting as well.
Were you the Christian Slater of True Romance?
I was
the
Christian Slater meets young Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what other people said that weren't me, so I don't know.
What part of the desert were you in?
Taft.
I don't even know where that is. I have no idea.
Neither do I, and I was there.
So you guys are out of the Manchester scene. Not the Manchester scene that is kind of like the heyday.
No,
of the
we're from
scene.
Manchester.
You're from Manchester.
Geographically, that's correct.
Yes,
yeah.
and I wanted to ask you about that because is that something when you guys were like starting out? Is that something the history of the Manchester scene? Is that something that's like kind of weighs on bands of the area? Is like a pressure thing?
I think, yeah, there's a thing with Manchester. There is this odd kind of like this stoic adherence to past bands that come from particular genres, and there's a really kind of tribalist outlook on the way, especially the way that older people perceive music that's coming out of Manchester. But because we kind of never wore the Manchester badge of honour, or our geographical location has never been necessarily that inspiring nor relevant to us as a band, it didn't really matter. So we were kind of excluded ourselves from any kind of, I don't know, tribe or predetermined idea of what something should sound like, and just made a record that sounds more like Whitney Houston than the Smiths.
We got a lot of love for Manchester, though.
Yeah, of course. We're very proud of where we're from.
I think sometimes it's a danger for the older folks who get remember that scene, and then, they get stuck in their ways and don't let a new generation of musicians come through and kind of change the scene.
Well, it's kind of a bit of a dichotomy, though, because the reason that those bands were championed was because they were doing something new. So why is there a desire for replication of that sound? Like Liam Gallagher's a fan of ours. He came over to us in Australia and he said hello.
That's not a bad fan to have.
It's really weird. It's really weird.
Why was it? You just like, wow.
Well, it was
Liam
weird because
Gallagher?
we were on the side. We were on stage with. This sounds like a name drop, but we were on stage with Snoop Dogg with Liam Gallagher, and he came over to me and he was like, oh, I like your band. And I was like, oh, I'm from Manchester. He was like, I know who you are. I was like, yeah, my name's Matty. I'm in the 1975. I was like, I know who you are. It was weird.
I think that's one of the greatest things when, you actually get some success is that you get to meet your heroes and be on stage with Snoop Dogg and have Liam Gallagher.
It's A$AP Rocky, isn't it? My heroes say what's up to me. It sounds better when he says it. But that's what he said.
Well, speaking of that, like who, when you guys were growing up, like musically, what were the posters on your wall when you were growing up?
Literally, the posters on my wall was Undertaker, Phoebe Cates, Pamela Anderson. Yeah, I had Pamela Anderson.
You were like the Baywatch and the...
She follows me on Twitter as well.
Really?
I love that.
Okay, and then you were the Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Phoebe Cates.
Don't get me started.
Every guy.
Exactly. I think, we've cited them a million times, like Michael Jackson to Prince to Fleetwood Mac, My Bloody Valentine. But there's loads of stuff, innit?
Adam, what about you?
I was into a bit more weird music. Well, not weird.
Like Katrina and the Waves and stuff?
No.
You're a metal kid.
Yeah, I liked a bit of metal.
Were you a metal?
Yeah,
You're a metalhead?
Yeah.
But
Just like Sigur Rós, and I was still into Fleetwood Mac. And
we were all very kind of ambient, bandy-ish kind of music
that.
when we were teenagers.
I was watching that set, acoustically, and it's such it was really kind of soulful.
Oh, thanks.
And you guys should release something like that.
Oh.
Have you? I mean...
We don't really. That's not really what we do. It's weird for me and Adam because it's not that we don't like doing that, but that is born of a
doesn't
request.
Represent what the band's about.
No, and I know that. I'm just saying maybe like a special record store day,
maybe.
like a.
Well, we're doing something for Record Store with Travis Scott. We're putting a record out with him. We're doing loads of stuff. I'm sure we'll do something like that.
It's really pretty, and it's just a different level of what you
I
guys do.
suppose so.
Yeah.
And
Cheers.
so I dig it. You guys are on the outdoor theater stage
That's
at
right.
4:05 today,
That's
Yeah.
right.
which is a beautiful stage. I was there a lot last night for Pharrell and saw
Yeah.
little Nas there.
Amazing.
So
Did Jay-Z come out in Nas?
yes,
Isn't that a bit of a moment? Isn't that a bit of a
I missed that moment.
political moment?
I was like fighting the desert storm to get
As
to
was
the
everyone. As was everyone.
Muse
Yeah,
side
exactly.
of the show. But
But yeah, no, we're excited. We've never even...
Yeah.
This is our first festival in America.
are you serious?
Yeah, first one ever. So, yeah.
You know, these
let's
guys,
go.
it's so interesting. You know, America, you guys know, infamously hard to crack when you come from somewhere else because it's just the landscape so huge.
I think so, yeah, it is. Slightly easier now, though, because you have the power of the internet and
Yes.
everything's slightly more globalized and homogenized, and it's a bit easier. It was easier for us.
Right. But you guys, you know, back in the UK, like you've opened for the Rolling Stones and Muse. Like you've done these
I
big
know that, yeah.
shows.
I know.
So for you guys coming over here, you know, that's interesting.
It's an amazing place to be. I think people are very, very... people in America kind of embrace artistry and creativity, and there's kind of good for you attitude. They kind of rid themselves of cynicism quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
it's nice
we hate
to
it when
kind
our friends
Yeah.
become successful
Well,
British attitude.
that's the whole thing. You know, someone speeds past down Guildford High Street in a Ferrari, everyone's like, psh. But if you do it in LA, like everyone's like, yeah, that guy's doing well. I like that guy. And that's a good attitude. It sounds like a naive analogy, but it's true.
No, I like the optimism. I
It's
mean, that
easy
guy's
to be a
probably
band. It's easy to be like this in America because everyone thinks it's all right.
that guy's probably leased the Maserati. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
But
yeah, depends where we are.
but yeah, so this is going to be fun. You're going to have a good time, and that outdoor stage is rad. You're going to have a good audience there around 4:05.
Excited?
Very. Pick up
And
the
I know
energy.
you guys have a lot of running around to do today, but thanks so much for stopping by. Last time I saw you guys was at the Troubadour, so this was like,
Oh, amazing.
Okay, well.
you know, this
Oh,
is
wow,
like
this is gonna be
a
big.
real treat. So
Wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you.
The 1975, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks.